So we're at a beach called Grey Sands Beach, which is totally gorgeous. It's on the River Torridge estuary. I'm Hawkins and I'm an installation artist. I've been a public artist for 16 years. When the recession hit, that all kind of stopped and I had to go back into teaching for a while, but now I've got a little bit of time out of that, so my work is smaller scale, it's more intimate, it's very much about being in places like this. I hope there's a kind of reverence in it, a deep sensitivity to belonging. A lot of it draws on folklore, objects from history that I feel are very profound and meaningful, and a lot of it is about human connection to each other and to nature and to oneself. I would say I use all kinds of media, and it's not about the media, it's about what it means. The more I develop my own work, the more I feel it is a really strong vehicle for social change. I've recently spent a lot of time in the British Museum over the last 6 months. I realised the other day that everything in the British Museum is handmade, and it's made for a really significant reason, and that's so inspiring. I find that really, really encouraging and motivating. And one of my favourite pieces in there is called the Lewis Chessman, and it is a chess set made of whalebone, and it was found on the Isle of Lewis in the sand on one of the beaches, and is a kind of parody of medieval society. And I'm just really fascinated in how people relate to each other and exist with each other. I've done a whole series of liner prints about that, but I think now I'd really like to take that into play, and so I'm going to hopefully develop some of my own figures based on these beautiful, or inspired by these completely beautiful carved pieces. One of my projects that I've started some ideas for, it's called Spells to Change the World, and they're little clay treasure boxes, like treasure chests, and each one is painted with a different design according to which spell it is about. And the spell might actually be a poem, or it might be a memory, or it might be a quote from a book. Most of them relate to a way of being that is more gentle and more caring and more responsible, I suppose, in how we exist. Also working in a piece called The Ark, which is a set of native animals to Britain. So we've got foxes and herons and deer and badgers, and through many, many walks in nature and encounters with these animals, they kind of consider them my totem animals. So they're quite significant in my life. For cultures like the Native Americans, the American Indians and Mexican culture, animals or totem animals are really important to them, and so I think they have great meaning in my life. So I've made 2 of each, and they are in a procession into a boat, which is like an ark. And this piece is about transformation, so it's about the animals going into the ark and then coming out again into a new land, or people going through a experience and coming out again in a new way. And it's kind of like a prayer for someone in my family who's gone through really, really difficult times, and it's kind of like a wish or a prayer that they will come round to a new way of being. So it has an awful lot of meaning, that piece. The other things I'm going to make are what I've been doing for quite a while now. Is I call them foundlings, and they're small bowl structures decorated with different objects, and I make them in places like this, and I leave them on the beach for people to find, and I just wonder how they feel when they find something like that, or how it changes them in some way, and how unusual it would be for someone to find something like that, and how it would affect them or their life.